dips steeply into the sea, then the territory between the tides is not miles across, but condensed into a narrow band. The creatures that live here, like all intertidal creatures, are constantly threatened by two dangers. At the high water mark, there are the physical problems of simply being dried out. And at the low water mark, there are biological problems of animals that creep up from the sea to prey upon the intertidal creatures. The interplay of those two sets of problems produces a series of horizontal bands along the coast, each dominated by the particular species which best deals with the problems at that particular level. Such bands can be seen on coasts all over the world, but here, on the northwest coast of America, they are strikingly clear. The bottom band of all is only fully exposed when the moon and the sun are in such an alignment that they pull together and the tide withdraws a long way from the edge of the dry land. The organisms here can only tolerate a brief exposure to the air, for they have no special devices to prevent themselves from being dried out. The sea urchin in water gnaws away at encrusting algae. But out of water, it can do nothing but simply hang on to the rocks. Alongside them, giant sea anemones droop their tentacles, and many withdraw them, for in air there's nothing to feed on. Sea squirts can only filter for their food spasmodically. Starfish are meat eaters, and this species feeds on mussels. It envelops them with its adhesive arms, slowly wrenches apart their shells and feeds on the flesh within. Below low water mark, they kill any mussel that tries to establish itself. But like so many of these low-level creatures, they can't feed out of water. So a little higher up, where the rocks are regularly exposed to air for slightly longer, conditions favour the mussels, and they form a dense band, cropped at the lower edge by starfish, but beyond their reach higher up. The massed mussels provide shelter between them for lots of other creatures. Small starfish, too small to tackle a mussel, worms and crustaceans, winkles and other mollusks. The mussels hold on to the rocks with bundles of threads, but they can't withstand the pull of the roughest of the waves, and in the winter storms, sheets of them may be ripped away. In more exposed places, where the waves beat with a particular ferocity, mussels give way to goose-necked barnacles, which clasp the rock with a long, fleshy foot. They feed by holding out stiff, fan-like arms which catch particles from the waves, not when they crash in, but as their waters flow gently back.